it.
Yeah.
You guys remember that? There he is. Well, you make yourself right at home there, Mr. Witt. How's it going? Ladies and gentlemen, obviously we're going to introduce everybody, but if you don't know who this gentleman here is, you're probably in the wrong room. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll introduce anybody in no particular order, starting with the original Red Ranger. And there he is, in the backup Gold Ranger, Austin St. John.
How many of you were here last night? Yeah, it's not like last night. Way too many cameras.
You definitely led me into what I was going to talk about next, guys. Please keep the questions appropriate. This is a family thing. We've got a lot of kids here, luckily, because Power Rangers has always been for the kids, and we are lucky enough to be kids at heart and have an experience like this to come to that Mikey and the others have put together. So how about a hand for Rangerstop? Just everybody. All right, guys, and without further ado, Austin, I'll introduce your colleagues.
Just start talking. I don't know if they're all here.
We'll introduce who we
I
know
just said
is
screw it and
here.
walked up. I mean, the guy that counts is here.
That's right.
Sir Shrine.
Let's get them up here next. Our two favorite lovable knuckleheads. My buddies, Carly Shire and Jason.
Jason, we have a seat for you here.
Let's see who else is out there.
Make yourselves comfy, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, one of probably many of our favorite Rangers growing up. Sorry, Austin, you said right there. But, ladies and gentlemen, the original Blue Ranger, David Yost.
Yeah. And you know what? Let's get him out from hiding behind the curtain. Our favorite frog prince, Johnny Obash!
Fantastic. So we got some great Rangers, we got some great characters out here. But who better to fight the Power Rangers than one of their greatest villains?
Yeah. Exactly.
And by that, I'm talking about the wonderfully talented Sabrina Lou Scorpina! Awesome, guys.
Yep, and we are still waiting on one more villain. She'll be here soon, Miss Carla. So.
It's a long trip from the moon, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
Cast of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers! That's it, everybody. I'm signing autographs. Have a good night.
Thank God.
Okay, so what we're gonna do next is we're in that order,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely,
Right
yeah.
over here. Okay, so I'll give you guys.
There we go. Then we're going to give you
Much better for you.
We're gonna go over here and we're gonna form a line. Remember, guys, keep your questions appropriate. Yeah, I have the question approver. Alright. Form a line going over here.
Before we take a question, though, I just want to say that this cast of people is probably all of our childhoods, right, you guys? Yeah. Absolutely. But it's been so long since the day you guys sold out Universal Studios and closed down all the freeways. Can you believe this, guys?
Oh, yeah.
It really happened. But what do you guys, if you would, before we take some questions, if you tell us what you've been up to lately, everybody's got their own story to tell. It's been a long journey.
Tag, you're it.
You first, Gabe.
No, you test. First, I've been testing. A lot. Get tested every 3 months, guys. That was last night's panel that I wasn't there for. So, no, I mean, it's been 25 years for Austin and I, which is really, and Paul. Sorry, Paul. Which has been really crazy. When we started this in 1992, when we filmed the original pilot, never did we think.
Just go.
Just come on up.
Tiny chair for you.
Okay. Are we ready for our first question?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, I got it. Put the camera in the middle.
I was just wondering what it was like to return after Mighty Morphin, because most of the cast has returned for seasons after Mighty Morphin.
It's weird. I was gonna go with awkward, but no, I enjoyed it. I had a good time. I got to meet incredible cast members that I hadn't had the opportunity to work with or meet prior. I had a good time. So when one of them looked at me and said, "I grew up watching you," that felt really old. The guy who's in jail now. So, way to bring that up.
It's cool. It's great. Awesome.
David,
Yes, sir.
what was your favorite part about playing Billy?
The unicorn. Not the answer you were hoping for?
No.
Wait, he's back. Okay. So, my... I feel like every time I get asked a question, it's not going to go well for me. I'm never going to finish. But actually for me, getting to play Billy was like the hugest honor because I think Billy got to grow the most out of most of the characters on the TV show. So it was really awesome to start off as a super awkward, nerdy guy. And over time, his confidence developed and he developed as a young man and was more sure of himself and he got to create and invent. I mean, he had a flying car. He created the communicators. I mean, it was just an awesome
Time
journey. Time travel, the whole deal. You're right. I got to go to another planet. So it was really cool. All of it. But the unicorn.
Hi everyone. My question is, there were so many amazing moments throughout the whole series, but is there any particular scene that you guys look back at and can't just enjoying it, or was it the worst?
Johnny.
Well, the I'm a Frog moment was one of my favorite moments. I can't think of a moment that I was like, it was the actually the morphing sequence that we did in the movie. Yeah, it was like we did so many takes of just. It's more.
So it wasn't just me.
It wasn't just like I
did at least 75.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. 75. I think I was around like 40 something.
Everybody else was like 30 or 40. I keep blinking my eyes every time I morph, and the producers don't like that, and so it took me like 70 times to not blink my eyes. But Johnny, you did 40. That's good. Keep going.
It's because I'm Asian, so they can't tell. Just think That's what they kept saying, well, you're blinking. I'm like, no, I'm Asian. They're like, okay, we're good. Moving on.
I got nothing to follow up with that. Hello, everyone.
Oh.
My question is not only for the Mighty Morphin cast, but it's actually for everybody in this room.
Oh.
We're doing something a little different, and instead of a normal question, my brothers and me.
Are you triplets?
Yes, ma'am.
Did all the work.
Well, to keep things short, we've been here not last year, but the year before, and people have been telling us over and over, you guys should be Troya Chaforia, like, where's your costumes at? We were like, okay, you know, let's do this. And basically, my question is, would everyone like my brothers and I to do a little small skit?
Don't worry, we can
we can all hear you. You don't need the microphones. We're in a small room here.
It's just a 45. I mean, we don't really need
Center stage. No, they do a turn and reveal. They know what they're doing.
This specifically for Austin.
Run, Austin, run!
I, your force, spirit, and fortitude, your golden power to them. And I, pray apart, embrace you, Jason of Earth, with the kindness and empathy of the powerful. And I, share wisdom, place in your hands the knowledge and experience of my people of Trifolia. Do their will.
And I'm gonna kick some butt.
The IKEA pillow is a weird addition to the scene.
Thanks, guys.
Nice job, you guys. Nice job. If it wasn't for the 3-year-old in the Megazord costume, you guys would have won the internet today.
I was kind of hoping it was a 45-minute skit.
Hey everyone. I actually, it's not a question, it's more of a thank you. I don't know if I'm speaking for everyone in here, but for me, you guys have all been part of our lives, been part of mine as a huge, huge impact. You know, I've got several kids and so many others, but you know, going back and watching Power Rangers over again and watching with my children, you know, it kind of shows me the impact that Power Rangers have left for us, along with the fact that there were so many morals and lessons that you guys taught, which unfortunately has been kind of left out in, I believe, in current generations of Power Rangers and other shows. So in honor of you guys, I want to say thank you for what you guys have done, taught us, and everything that we can do to teach our children. And at the same time, you know, those shows that we show our children, hopefully they will continue to learn those same lessons that you guys have taught us growing up through the years. So, thank you.
So, question here for Paul and Jason. Not being Rangers yourselves, what was it like for you two to actually be able to outlast the Ranger cast for multiple seasons?
Well, we haven't seen the inside of a peace conference yet.
Their moms did all the work.
Res ipsa loquitur, the thing speaks for itself. The thing speaks for itself. Res ipsa loquitur. Don't you understand Latin, dude? Simple Latin. Young Karl Marx storms out of a political meeting. Bye, Narv.
Hey, when you come back, would you bring a Corona?
That's too bad that you couldn't stay, because I actually had a question for all of you. Which is, during the filming of Mighty Morphin, which was your favorite episode of filming?
I would have to say the original on-air pilot. And I had a Latin phrase for him. Too bad he didn't stay. Remind him about Ordo at Chawa when he gets back. So for me, it was the beginning of a lifetime of changes for me as a person, and the creation of a character that I had no idea so many would be touched by. So that was kind of the genesis for both myself and my character, and I love it.
They've aired that, right? They have put that on the air.
This guy.
Hey, look, I had a skateboard in my pants, I swear to God.
He did. Like, he's not playing. But at the original fight, they had me kicking you in the head. Yes. But that was too violent. So now when you go back and watch it, you see my foot come up to here. And then the next bit, my foot's over here and he's spinning around the other way. So you never see the contact. I want to see the uncut. Because it looks maybe crazy.
Weird hairdo. Weird, strange hairdo for me.
The bowling ball food. Like, the director, he was like, oh, do something martial arts with the bowling ball. It's like, where do they teach this? And my first valuable lesson, never do something funny with a bowling ball
When the camera's on. Because I was like what? And there it is, to this day.
I'm a little partial to Goldar's vice versa myself.
Are you guys in line? Yeah, we got a little line over here.
Real fast, I just want to say it's an honor to meet the original cast of Moprhin. And also, one other thing, go Hyperforce on Twitch, right?
Yeah!
And my question...
Oh, no one's told you guys yet? I'm the Yellow Ranger now.
Sorry. But my question is, if any of you were interested in doing a Dino Charge team up with ManjoumeThunder and Mighty Morphin, would you be interested in doing that for us?
Are you offering us a contract?
Are you going rogue? You're gonna make your own show, your own Gorilla Power Ranger show?
Here's that.
Alright, this is a question for Bulk Skull. I was wondering what your favorite season was that you were in, if it was when you were bullies, cops, detectives, chimps, or invisible.
We were chimps? I want to speak for my friend. MMPR was by far our favorite couple of seasons because we got to learn our characters and our world, and it was by far funner to play a jerk rather than an idiot. But idiots are what we actually are, so it got easier later. It was more acting in the beginning. But Brandon might disagree with me, but for sure, I'm an idiot.
And the other reason Goldar is vice versa is such a winner, I'm just going to keep bringing that one up, is because that had the female Bulk and the female Skull on it, so there was that, and they were hiding behind the bar. I've watched it a few times.
Bulky Poo and Scully Puss.
Wait a minute, you guys are really men?
That chicken actually do look a lot alike.
Hey, it's you! I just want to ask, how is it like playing against each other? You have clear heroes and villains, and how is it the interaction between everybody on set, or just filming?
As far as between the Power Rangers or between the villains?
Yeah, just in real world trying to be a villain against people that you were friends with and know each other?
Well, they are acting. Yeah, no, well,
It's getting really deep in.
Yeah, I mean, we were just acting. So it's like, if you wanted to do a scene right now, Johnny could pretend to hate you and beat you up. Or we could do another scene where Johnny's like, oh my God, you're my best friend. Just you turn it off kind of thing. So, but good question.
Alright, this is for all of you. On the very last day of like your characters filming, you know that like the next day you don't have to show up to a studio and do your part. How did you feel? Like, what were your feelings on that?
It was like, so, what do I do now? I can't act. I couldn't get a job. It was a nightmare.
come on, you guys. The Power Rangers is like the CIA. You think you're out, but you're not out. At some point in the future, there will be a phone call, or there'll be a chalk mark on your tire, which is the secret signal from your handler that you've been reactivated. I believe that you know what this is like, and I know you know what this is like, and David does not want to know what this is like. But you never know. It's happening to me right now, believe me, I know. I thought I was out, but no, they pull you back.
We like to say Jason Frank was really, really helpful in post Power Ranger job training. On the set, in between takes, he'd say, okay, David, okay, say this. Would you like fries with that? And it worked. I mean,
this is no joke. That was a gag for years on the set. 6 o'clock in the morning, we're coming out of makeup, and Jason's walking with Amy Jo, and he goes, Amy Jo, try this on. Would you like fries with that?
So he really prepared us for the world, so we thank him.
Would you guys like fries with that? All right, pull forward, please. Thank you, especially you.
Okay. Okay, question for Johnny. After your MMPR days, you've been doing some voice acting for anime characters and video game characters.
Yes.
How's that going out for you?
It's going good. I'm still
Like
doing
so
it.
far?
Still doing it. Yep, so far, still doing it. And, still doing voices for different characters. It's over 200 shows now, so. And the funny thing is, he had a part in the first thing, which was Trigun. He had a part in bringing that, negotiating, and getting that over, so, which was crazy. I didn't find out till years later.
Really? Yeah. I sold the TV show Trigun to Cartoon Network. It was like one of my big sells. So I was really trying to get anime onto the U.S. television market. So.
Thank you.
I sold a couple to MTV. Like MTV had all these little breakoffs. They still do, like MTV2 and MTVU. So I was selling anime to them. But Trigun was one of my big ones. It was one of my favorite animes, and it just coincidentally Johnny was on there as Vash.
Okay. Thank you.
This one is just for the Power Rangers. What was? Yes, go on. It's just for the Rangers.
Sorry, buddy. See ya. Bye, bro. Hey, everybody say goodbye to Jason Narvi. He's going to Chicago.
Anyway, what was it like?
Bye, Jay.
What was it like when you met Jordan? What was it like when you met Hey? What was Hey? Nothing else. Nobody.
What was it like when we met Zordon?
Yeah.
Well,
He had hair.
He had no hair. He was bald.
The first time we met him before he was bald. So we watched his head get shaved.
And then they painted him green.
And then they painted him green, and they stuck him in front of a green screen.
With an upside-down fishbowl.
With an upside-down fishbowl, and he was filmed one day, one time, and they used that footage for every episode.
One thing only, please.
Yep.
Yeah, Hunt for Red October, anybody? Okay. Sorry. I know, it's not
What was it like for you, Johnny, the first time you met Zordon?
First time I met Zordon was the Zordon from the movie. Yeah, when he was laying there. Other than that, it was just this empty tube that we just pretended there was a giant face there talking to
It
us.
was a head trapped inside the wall.
For
I was that
you, sonny boy.
I was
For
that
us, there was
boy.
nothing there. Yeah. We just had this tape. It was an eyeline. We just looked there, talked to it.
Actually, in the earliest in Culver City, it wasn't even a wall. It was a black curtain with a piece of tape on it.
And Narvi and I would
Christmas lights that hung down the wall that were stars.
Yeah, Narvi and I would sit on the side eating breakfast burritos and just watch all these people like, let's turn in unison and observe the viewing globe. Again?
Movie magic.
But when I met Zordon for real, it was so powerful.
My question is for Miss Carla. Hi. I mean, I don't know if you've been asked this today a million times, but tell us about that soup, girl. Come on, how was it? Was it uncomfortable? Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that was horrible. It was horrible. I think it probably weighed about 20 to 30 pounds. Because I had the helmet, the collar, the bra.
Did you have help getting into it?
The dress, huh?
Did you have to have help getting into it?
Yes, I had people help me. Yeah, so there was a lot of weight to carry around. And I really did have a headache from that helmet. That was no joke.
Oh, you rock.
Thank you.
Okay, so sometime last year, I saw something, I believe on Facebook, about an independent movie that some ex-Power Rangers were working on, The Order. I was wondering if that's still happening, where you guys are in filming, and when
I could answer this. I'll take this. So many of us know that we had some production problems on that production with the Screen Actors Guild because many of us were union, and that required a delay in production, and then everyone's schedules with their lives and other professional work started to get conflicted. So Karen is the executive producer along with a few others. I'm not on the executive team. I know that she wants to make that movie so much and that she is planning to fulfill her commitment to all of you to do it. And I still want to be in it and be the bad guy. Believe me, because I'm just so bad inside. So, but really, it's a question of timing for her and of funding, because the longer you go, the more money it costs. And David's a producer, he has lived this, he's on the executive team. But I know that the very strong intent is to move forward with The Order. And thank you for all of you who supported the project.
Thank you, and I just want to clarify, I'm not on the executive team. A lot of people think I am because I carry that air as being in charge. But no, I'm just an actor on the film. So I did help secure locations and stuff like that for the film. So, but I don't have any kind of executive, whatever. I'm an actor on that film. But good question. We will get it done for you.
All right, thanks.
Hey, this is actually for Paul. A few years ago, I was watching a YouTube video of one of the panels, and you were hosting it. You started the panel by talking about the story. Right after filming one season, you had just moved, and something happened at a park right across the street. I was just hoping to maybe hear that story live, if you know what I'm talking about.
Sure. So during the first season of Rangers, I was living in a area called Valverde, Green Valley, California, which is about 10 minutes from, it was actually after the Culver City location, so sorry, it had to be season 4, right? So when we were shooting in Valencia, I was living in this weird tract housing thing at the edge of it, and there was a dirt lot across the street from my house. And I was pretty incognito because the show was super popular. Nobody in the neighborhood knew that I lived there. And there was a group of kids that would play Power Rangers every Saturday morning in the dirt lot across the street. And so, of course, you know, they had the dudes and the chicks, and the girls are arguing over who's going to be the Pink Ranger. And there was one young lady who was slightly overweight, and the skinnier girl would always get to be Kimberly. And this is literally 25 feet outside my window, and it's summertime in California, so I have the window open. I'm listening to all this go on. And they made the heavy girl play Bulk. Yeah, which, well, what's the problem with that? But I felt that it was kind of jacked up because, you know, young PYT was always kind of taking like the role that she wanted, and her friend had to play some fat dude. So this went on for like the whole summer, and at the end of the summer, I hear it happen again, and I'm like, that's it. I wake up, I put clothes on, and I march across the street, and I interrupt them, and I say, "You're the best Bulk ever." Aww. And the kids like took about a 3-beat pause, and then they all ran away. Which was a good move. So there you go.
Hey,
yeah, you on.
Hey, I was just wondering, this question's for the Power Rangers and even you guys.
The rest of y'all.
If Zordon really, in real life, pulled you into the command center and asked you to be a Power Ranger, in this life, would you have done it?
No. Yeah.
Like at 18, 17, 18? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would give it a shot. I'm a little older now. My body doesn't move like it used to, but I'd give it a shot.
I might have to ask him though if we could like work some leather into the outfits or something. Like, can we get some cool points out of this? I'm just saying.
Leather's hot.
I would definitely, if I had my teenage body back, they'd give that back to me, yes, in an instant.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, I think I would, although I answer to her, so I don't really answer to Zordon, but if she called me back, sure, of course, we'd be right there, EJ and I, we just, you know, put on something, morph into something, and be there.
Zordon.
I would be the Pink Ranger.
So this question's for Carla, because you were in 2 different Saban productions by 2 completely different channels. So what was the difference between doing something that was syndicated versus doing something on Fox?
It's hard for me to choose one, but I can say one of my favorites would be Nero from Devil May Cry 4.
I would say Dopey and Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
I would have to go with Detective Anderson from an indie film I did in '98.
I would have to go, gosh, my actual favorite was probably it was a spoof on a talk show, like a Jerry Springer show. I don't know if any of you guys ever watched Nightstand. Did anyone ever see that? Okay, there's 3, 2, okay, 4 people. So yeah, but anyway, it was still really fun. Lots of like actors, like improv actors and that sort of thing, but basically it was completely scripted, but like a Jerry Springer type of thing. So we got to go on and be just larger than life characters. So I was, well, at that time especially, most of the jobs that you were getting, so I got to be Scorpina, which was awesome, but most of the other ones were massage parlor people in like full Chinese dress and everything. So that was, but it got to be a real spoof on the character, which was kind of made it fun. I must have done something else. I just can't think of it.
Hey, how's it going? So, my question is for Austin, David, and Johnny. I wanted to ask you guys, because I know you guys did this plenty of times, I'm sure, in the show, but since there are video cameras on you guys, I was hoping that you guys could do the exact same stances in the same, like words whenever you called upon your Zords to transform into their Thunder Zords forms. I would like to see that on stage.
I don't even know what my Thunder Zord. What you mean, like the unicorn Thunder Zord? And you want us to do our stance?
Well, I mean, you don't have to say the words, but I mean, like when you guys did the hand movements and everything, like with the.
Man, these people are old. You are asking them to check files that no longer are in the registry.
I remember his Unicorn Thunder Zord power activate or something like that. And then Triceratops Unicorn Thunder Zord. Thank you. It's a great question. I wish I had what I call a boner prize for you. No, it's a great question, but I mean those are the complicated ones. Like you really are asking us to go way back in our memories.
Yeah, because they only did it one time.
And then they reuse it.
Yeah, they just use it over and over.
So, but thank you. Now I gotta go back and watch all the episodes, so if that ever comes up again, I'll know exactly what to do.
Man, I had like 5 different Zords. I'm like, I can't, wow.
Hey, I got the chance to be a background character for a couple of things, so I never realized how difficult and tedious behind the scenes can get. But so I was wondering, did you guys get any input on like your characters, or could you work with the crew to say, hey, I think Bulk or Jason would do this, or did you just have to read from the script?
Well, in the beginning, I mean, it was, at least for me, it was, here's a script, this is what you say. And I just turned 18, I was like, yes, sir, director, sir. And all these guys had infinitely more experience in the world of acting than I did. But by about episode 6, I was like, no, Jason wouldn't say that, this is what I'm gonna do. And they're like, okay. So it changed pretty quickly for me, I think.
I pretty much, the callback was all about if I fit the suit, so there wasn't a whole lot. It was pretty much a very Johnny Bravo moment. That was all that really happened there. So I don't remember any input on character. It was sort of be regular student and be Scorpina, which I think I just fell into that good and evil thing really easily, so I don't remember any input on the character itself. But I watched some of the episodes, so I got to see her being evil, but I feel like the suit kind of acts for itself, which was kind of convenient.
You know, in show business, in television and film production, you can exercise some degree of you can let your opinion be known, but very much like in politics, that gas tank is not infinite. Like you only have so much political capital to spend on pushing back on production or a director or a producer about your character. So you pick your battles. You choose very carefully when you want to do it.
I was wondering what Austin and David, what you guys thought of the band film that came out like 3 years ago, or 3 years ago. I asked this question with JDF, but I wanted your thoughts.
You mean the Vanderbeek?
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought as a professional piece, from a production standpoint, it was well executed. I thought the effects were well done. I thought the costumes were great. I appreciated the acting. I thought that was well done. Editing and direction, I thought the storyline for their piece carried through. I wasn't confused or lost or looking at it saying, well, that doesn't connect. I certainly wouldn't let my kids watch it. It's the only time I actually died. Yeah, they finally figured it out.
So far.
Yeah. I'm working on that any minute. They surrounded me with machine guns and shot me, so I was like, oh, okay, I could go out like that. Probably not doting on Kimberly. I would have dated Trina, just saying. But, yeah, that's my thoughts. Definitely some red flags. The black guy was snorting cocaine, shooting people in the head. I was like, wow, they did that. And unlike on our show where the Indian guy was the Red Ranger and the black guy was, and the Asian and so on, that was all accidental. Vanderbeek's, he was like, black dude's gonna snort coke and shoot people. I was like, wow. Yeah, so I mean, there was definitely some sensitivity things there I didn't think needed to be in our show, but worked for his piece.
Yeah, ditto. I mean, I agree with everything you said. It was well executed, but it's not something that I would want little kids to type the word Power Rangers into the internet and find that. It was way too violent, but they did a good job in what they did do.
I just want to chime in a little, since I was in the movie. You're right, it's not for kids, definitely not for children, and a lot of the backstory on that is not only was it a part of Vanderbeek, but Adi Shankar, the producer, was a very big fan of the Power Rangers. He loved the Power Rangers growing up. So he wanted to make something that was strictly for the kids that watched Mighty Morphin Power Rangers when they were young. So that's why he did it. He did it for all those children that are adults now. And plus, because he does that type of movie, he does Punisher and things like that. So he's going to add that stuff in there. But exactly, it's not for children. It definitely is not for children. So don't let them watch.
And it was also a blatant ripoff of somebody else's IP. Look, if you got $50,000, go make your own movie. Your ideas are way better than someone else's.
Right. It's exactly what it was. It was a fan film. He just wanted to make it, and all these people wanted to be involved. So they did it. They didn't realize it was going to take off that much, but it did. So.
Well, it had Bulk and Skull in it. Of course it took off.
That's true.
Didn't have Adams.
Sure. Or a frog.
Well, I have two questions for you guys. The first one's for all of you. The second one is for Johnny. The first question is, what would you say is the most epic film you've ever done during your time on Power Rangers?
Wow. That we worked on, like the show episode, or a film that we saw while we were working on that?
When you were working on the show yourself, when you were on screen.
What was the most epic fail?
Fail? Is that what you said? Epic fail? Film.
Epic episode. Most epic.
Sounds like epic fail. Man, I got a million of them. In fact, I'm in one right now.
I really liked we did the Wild West Rangers. That was a fun. And that was the only time, I mean, maybe you guys, because you were there a season before me, but that was the only time we ever got a letter from Saban that was like, we loved it, keep up the good job, it was funny or something. I was like, oh wow, he watches the show.
I'm sent you letters. You're cool. I didn't get letters. I could have sent flowers or chocolates or something. No comment. It would have to be probably a toss-up for Forever Red or My Return as the Gold.
My second question is for Johnny. I am no stranger to Japanese anime, so I know you've been on Naruto Shippuden. So
About 25 times. I die every single time. I'm a ninja from every village.
How tough was it for you to voice both Yakura and Sasori?
Those weren't that tough, actually. Sasori was a lot of fun. Was a really cool character to play. Puppet master, kind of like, but he was very flat. Towards the end, he's running out of battery, so it's kind of cool to play that, you know, like play that in the voice of like winding down. What was his line? Art is eternal. So it was just kind of cool to play him. I don't know, it was fun. All of that stuff is just a lot of fun. You know, it was real, like after Power Rangers is when I actually became an actor. When I was on the show, I just didn't know what I was doing. I was just like, when are we fighting? You know, like I actually did some acting stuff with Paul, and he would like walk us through some stuff, and then I learned quite a bit even just from that and watching some of the other actors. And but yeah, it was just everything was so fast for me when I got on the show that I didn't know what was going on until it was too late. You know? But so any of the voiceover stuff for me is when really I got to sink my teeth into the character. Really.
I've also been a fan of Power Rangers since before JDF.
I'll let him know.
You're not alone, buddy.
So I got asked by the man in the blazer if I was in line to ask a question, and I was not, but I've had a question since I became a parent and have rewatched the show again. This is actually for Paulie. Did not notice this when I was watching it originally, but you had your ponytail get up at the beginning, and then they shaved your head, and as a 31-year-old man, I saw that your hairline was receding. Not that I see that in the mirror or anything, but I noticed then now when you came back in space and you're in the pack there, you then had a ponytail again, but over your hairline was a leather cap. The curiosity in me, was there even really any hair under the cap?
Yeah. You know, when you're, you know, some people have thin hair, some people have really thick hair, right? My hair was always super fine, and when you do that hairstyle with the pullback, often like even with like gnarly hairspray, one will pop loose and just like tickle you above the eye, and you're just like, ah! And so all that stuff on my head was because my hair would never stay back. Because there wasn't enough hair up there for any product to really grab onto. And you know, there's a lot of stuff from when we were junior cops and stuff. Like after the haircut on the show, you can see, you know, it's going away. But you know, the virility is not in the hair, believe that. So when I turned 40 is when I shaved my hair off, and it was very freeing. Because now, like a menopausal woman, I can detect a 0.25 variation of the temperature in a room. It's a superpower I gained by becoming a bald man. And it became canon on Power Ranger Samurai, so it's a done deal. Boom.
Okay, for every one of you that has been in the movie back in 1995, what was your reaction to how they upgraded the suits into armor?
It was foam and trash bags.
It was really like prosthetics. It was really heavy. But I thought it was awesome. I mean, I really love the movie suits. I think they look great on screen, but they were horribly uncomfortable and really a pain in the butt to wear because they would fall apart and they would glue us back together in between takes. And the stunt people, I don't know how our stunt team really did what they did. Like the stunts that they pulled off in those costumes is amazing. And I always want to give credit to the stunt team because they made all of us look really good. Really made us look like real superheroes. So.
And also, did you also keep any props from the show? I know you guys kept your costumes from Scorpina and
No,
Reed.
I didn't get to.
Oh. Oh, those were cosplay, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I would love to,
Okay.
but no.
Anyway.
If anyone has a connection, I would like the original.
So, as I'm saying, like, did you guys ever get to choose any props from the prop room as a memory?
After the show wrapped, I was given the opportunity to grab a bunch of plastic fruit sandwiches and fake cupcakes and stuff from the juice bar. And I still use that stuff to this day to freak my wife out. I put a plastic sandwich in the bed the other day and she was like, "What are you doing?"
I was given my communicator. Did you get? No. Oh, that's right. That's,
Hey, do you want to buy a partially used leather coat with 25 years of yogurt and ice cream on it?
My question for Johnny is, how about it come back and power to space? How that feel?
Oh, good one.
How did it feel?
Yeah.
It felt pretty cool. Well, it was cool. It was cool. Yeah, there's some things that weren't as awesome, but it was fun to come back as Adam. It was kind of cool to have like a broken morpher and to have to go like, oh, is this safe to do it? Now I did request to die. I did ask if I could die like in that battle or whatever, maybe save the day and then go out with a bang. And they're like, John, what? No. And then Overdrive I also asked to die in that one too. I'm trying to do the Han Solo thing.
Totally,
Come on,
dude.
guys.
Exactly. Harrison Ford was like, "Oh no, I'm dying." The script might say something different, but this is where I fall off and fall down in the lava.
Hi guys. My question is for all of you. Do you have any fun or funny type moments when you guys were doing MMPR?
Sure. Man, you gotta understand, working on a TV show is hard work. Johnny mentioned the pace of production. It is so fast. There's someone hustling you somewhere all the time, you know. And then in the beginning, we were working 14 to 16-hour days, you know. And now you're tired and you show up in the morning. So like there was humor in between us, but it was kind of more. Are there any Army or Marine veterans in here? Anybody deployed overseas? Cool. Thank you for your service. Yeah. So you know that there's kind of a dark humor. There's a dark vibe when we have to do this again, the way it's supposed to be done. And so in between us, there was a lot of camaraderie. And so we would find moments that were sometimes not always kind, but they were always funny to us. But it was very short-lived because we're working our butts off, you know?
Didn't you and Narvi, like, on Catherine Sutherland's, like, first week, take all of her furniture out of her dressing room? And then, like, she went and shot some stuff, and then when she came back, her room was filled with tons of furniture.
Yes.
Like, she couldn't get in.
Yes.
That's how Vulcan Skull initiated this poor actress from Australia to being the Pink Ranger. No, it was hilarious.
This is hazing, it's bullying, and it's not cool.
No.
But it is very funny.
It wasn't even bullying. I mean, it was funny. She thought it was funny, too.
Yes, we did that. We also would stab swords through the wall into Amy Jo's dressing room while she was in there. So she'd be putting on her makeup and they'd be like, "Sing! And then we get called into the producer's office. He's like, "You guys, why are you doing this?" And he would put the spackle on the desk. He's like, "Fix it." All right, Jonathan.
All right, Sadie, what's your question?
My question is, what's your favorite dinosaur?
Pteranodon.
Tyrannosaurus.
Mastodon.
Jason David Frank. Good question, Megazord.
Hey guys.
with the new movie that came out this year, what was your opinion on it? Did you watch it? Like, did you like how they changed some stuff, how they kept some stuff original, like all that?
Rita was hot.
On a scale of 1 to 10, yes, please.
I mean, I thought they did a really good job. I was like really pleasantly surprised, you know. I know a lot of people as we travel around the world were like on the fence about whether they were going to like it or not. And I was lucky enough to meet with RJ, who played Billy. He did such an amazing job. But we had met before and met during and went to lunch and got to talk about a lot of stuff. And so I didn't give him any advice or anything like that. And thank God I didn't, because I would have been so embarrassed, because he's such a talented actor. And he just really blew it out of the water. But all of the actors did. And I really liked what they did. Obviously, the theme song should have been played longer.
Yes.
The Zords should have been a little different.
Yes.
It would have been nice if when they did become the Megazord, they were in a cockpit and not separated. I didn't really care for that. But overall, I just really thought they did a good job. And I'm sure we've all gone to Krispy Kreme, right?
Yes.
I thought they said Krispy Kreme way too much, but we got the point.
The movie was good, man. And there was no Vulcan skull, so that means I'm not dead. Or maybe we're just outmoded. But it's okay. I have a feeling our characters will recur in the main universe at some point.
Yeah, I thought it was entertaining as well. I thought it was cool. I thought it would have been nice to see some of us other Rangers peppered in there in cameos. Right, yeah. So they could have just thrown us in there running.
Just Amy Schumer
Amy Schumer.
Yeah, I mean, the Megazord.
Amy Schumer. Yeah, Amy Schumer. She's hot. Amy Schumer Johnson.
Oh, I do want to see a Black Adam, though.
Yeah.
Alright, this is technically our last question.
Hey guys, I'm actually going to piggyback on that Power Ranger movie. If you can choose your cameo for the movie, what would you want to do?
Good question.
I want to be in a group of other Asians running away from like a giant monster, like in business suits or cameras or something. You know? Throw me in there with those guys.
Nice stereotype.
I'll do that with him.
Okay, I guess I can get away with that. I guess I can get away with that too, right? But I'll lead the pack.
I would love to play an Asian running away. I would do that.
Like the 1800s, though, right?
I'd have to give it like the Charlie Chaplin run or something.
In the next Power Ranger movie, Lord Zed needs to be played by me. It'd be like the Hulk meets Lord Zed meets the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Just like oozing molten marshmallow as I'm ordering my menu. Listen. Oh, tasty. Is that chicken?
Alright guys, he has something special he wants to say to you guys.
This is also for all of you guys, as well as for Jonathan and Mikey who put this together. But I didn't tell any of you guys up front that I work for Disney, Walt Disney World. We're talking Epcot, Magic Kingdom, Hollywood Studios or MGM or Animal Kingdom, as well as Universal over here. I forgot to tell you guys something. And Melanie and Susan are also witnesses as well as what I did. I got them in last year to Magic Kingdom for free. And Steve works at Disney with me. We used to work together, so is his mom, Loretta. And something that I've been kind of wanting to do for the longest time, if it's okay with you, is any time in the future, whether that it's this trip of yours, in the future, I'm allowed to get 3 people in for free and sometimes more. I will definitely do that for you guys for the sake of doing how much inspiration you've given not only to these people here, myself, but everyone in America.
That's very sweet of you. Okay, Johnny's got 3 children. Can we take 2? How many you got? You got 2. Johnny needs 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. That's really sweet.
Thank you guys for being here. We appreciate it. I mean, this wouldn't be here without you. And thanks for coming by and saying hi and just showing us some love. Love you guys.
Thanks for coming to Rangerstop 5.